Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins Collections, where we uncover the hidden treasures in the world of rare coins. Today, we've got a fascinating story about a seemingly ordinary coin, the United States 5-cent from 1963, with a mint mark that could make it worth far more than you'd ever expect. You might have a coin sitting in your collection right now that's worth a small fortune, and today we'll be revealing why this particular coin could be worth a jaw-dropping amount. Stay tuned until the end, where we'll share just how much this 1963 5-cent coin could fetch on the market today. Now, let's set the stage. The 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel, is one of the most widely circulated coins in American history. For decades, it's been used in everything from small transactions at your local store to being passed down through generations of collectors. But the 1963 5-cent coin? It carries with it a unique story that sets it apart from the rest. The United States Mint has been striking nickels for centuries, but what makes the 1963 version particularly interesting is its place in history. By the early 1960s, the United States had already been through multiple phases of coin redesigns and shifts in economic policy. The country was well into the post-World War II era, and the economy was flourishing in ways that shaped the very coins people were using. The 1963 nickel, part of the Jefferson series, features the iconic image of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side. Jefferson, one of the founding fathers and the third president of the United States, is known for his contributions to the nation's founding principles, including the Louisiana Purchase and the drafting of the Declaration of Independence. On the reverse side, we see the depiction of Jefferson's home, Monticello, which was an architectural marvel in its time. This simple yet powerful design is a tribute to his legacy, but here's where the story gets even more intriguing. The 1963 5-cent coin has a mint mark, and this is where the real value lies. Mint marks are small letters that are stamped onto the coin to indicate where it was minted. For most collectors, the mint mark doesn't seem like much, but for those in the know, it can mean the difference between a common coin and a valuable rarity. The 1963 nickel was minted in several locations, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But the key to the value of this coin lies in the specific mint mark and condition. While most coins from 1963 were mass-produced, a limited number were struck in special conditions or had minor errors that make them rare. A coin that was produced with a particular flaw or minting error can fetch a premium price. Coins with minting errors are highly prized by collectors because they offer a glimpse into the imperfect world of coin production. One of the most sought-after 1963 nickels is the variety with a doubled die, a minting mistake where the design is struck more than once, resulting in a blurry or doubled image on the coin. This error is extremely rare, and finding one in near-perfect condition is like striking gold in the coin world. But even beyond errors, the condition of the coin is key. Coins that were well preserved and kept in excellent shape over the years are worth much more than their counterparts that were worn down through regular use. A nickel that has been stored properly, without scratches, dents, or discoloration, is far more valuable to collectors. So what does this mean for the 1963 nickel with the right mint mark? If you've stumbled upon one of these rarities in your coin jar, you may be holding on to something worth more than just a few cents. But, of course, value depends on a few factors. First and foremost, you'll need to check the condition. The more pristine the coin, the more money it could potentially be worth. A coin that has been carefully stored in a protective holder or has never been used in circulation stands the best chance of fetching a higher price. You also need to look for the mint mark, as it will give you insight into where the coin was struck and whether it could be one of the rarer varieties. As with all rare coins, the market fluctuates, and prices can vary depending on demand and availability. But for those lucky enough to own one of these rare 1963 5-cent coins in exceptional condition, the value could be staggering. Now, for the part you've been waiting for: how much is this coin actually worth? Drumroll, please. If you have a 1963 5-cent coin with the right mint mark, in exceptional condition, and possibly even with a minting error, you could be looking at a potential value of $1 million. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the United States 5-cent coin from 1975. Now, you might think a nickel from the 1970s is just another common coin, but trust us, there's more to this little piece of history than meets the eye. What if we told you that your 1975 5-cent coin could be worth a lot more than you ever imagined? Stick around, because by the end of this video, we're going to reveal exactly how much this coin could be worth today. Let's set the stage. The year 1975 was an important time in U.S. history, a period marked by significant changes both politically and economically. The country was recovering from the turbulence of the 1960s and early 70s, and the coinage at the time reflected a nation trying to stabilize itself. The 5-cent coin from 1975, which is part of the Jefferson Nickels series, has an interesting backstory, and it's more valuable than you may think. Most people might look at these coins and not give them a second thought, but for collectors, this particular coin could be a hidden gem. The 1975 Jefferson nickel features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side, a design that's been a staple of the coin for decades. Jefferson, one of the key figures in American history, is an iconic image on this coin. The reverse side of the 1975 nickel features a depiction of Jefferson's home, Monticello, which has been featured on the nickel since 1938. While this design might seem standard to many, there's a lot more to this coin than its appearance. What truly makes the 1975 5-cent coin special is the mint mark, which is a small letter located on the reverse side of the coin, near the bottom. This mint mark indicates where the coin was struck. In 1975, the U.S. Mint produced nickels at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of these coins were struck with the D mint mark for Denver, but some rare varieties are associated with other mint marks. Depending on which mint produced your coin, it could have a significant impact on its value. You see, not all 1975 nickels are created equal. While most of the 1975 nickels are relatively common and worth only a few cents, certain variants are much rarer, and finding one in exceptional condition can be a true collector's dream. One of the most important factors that increase the value of this coin is the quality of its preservation. Most coins from this era were used in everyday transactions and saw a lot of wear and tear. A well-preserved nickel that has been stored carefully over the years could be worth much more than a typical one that's been in circulation for decades. Now, let's talk about one of the key reasons why collectors are so interested in the 1975 5-cent coin. Minting errors. As we know, the minting process isn't always perfect. Sometimes, coins get struck with errors, which can make them incredibly valuable. For the 1975 nickel, there are several potential errors that can make a coin extremely rare and worth a lot more money. These can include double strikes, off-center designs, or even coins with unusual markings or imperfections. Minting errors like these are highly sought after by collectors because they are unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. A coin with a noticeable minting error can fetch thousands of dollars more than its face value. If you happen to come across a 1975 nickel with any sort of unusual feature, such as a double die or an off-center strike, you could be looking at a coin that is not only rare but potentially very valuable. But it's not just about minting errors. Another factor that affects the value of this coin is its condition. Coins that are in mint state, meaning they show little to no signs of wear, are always more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. A 1975 5-cent coin that has been well preserved, free from scratches, dents, or discoloration, could fetch a significantly higher price at auction or in the collector's market. Now, you're probably wondering just how much a 1975 5-cent coin could actually be worth. Well, the answer might surprise you. While the vast majority of these coins are worth only a few cents, a 1975 nickel in mint condition with a rare mint mark, or perhaps with an error, could fetch an incredible sum. If you happen to have a 1975 5-cent coin in pristine condition, or if you found one with a rare minting error or unique features, you could be looking at a price that most collectors only dream of. After all, rare coins like these are hard to come by, and when one does surface, collectors are eager to get their hands on it. So, are you ready for the big reveal? If you have one of these rare 1975 5-cent coins, in excellent condition, with a unique mint mark or minting error, it could be worth as much as $1,100,000. Today, we're uncovering a hidden treasure that might be sitting in your collection or even in your pocket right now, the United States 5-cent coin from 1984. This nickel may seem like just another modern coin, but hold on. There's a lot more to this little piece of American history than meets the eye. In fact, by the end of this video, you might just be sitting on a goldmine, and we're going to tell you exactly how much this 1984 nickel could be worth today. Let's take a trip back in time to 1984. The United States was in the midst of an economic boom, and the coinage system was going through a period of stability. The country was at the height of the Reagan era, and the 1984 5-cent coin, or the Jefferson nickel, was no exception to the standard design that had been in place for decades. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers and the third president of the United States. He's been featured on the nickel since 1938, and his image remains one of the most recognizable in U.S. coinage. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the image of Jefferson's home, Monticello, located in Virginia. This depiction of Monticello has been a symbol of the nickel for more than 70 years, and it's one of the most enduring architectural representations on U.S. currency. While these designs are familiar to most coin collectors, there's something about the 1984 5-cent coin that makes it stand out from the rest. You might be wondering, why is a 1984 nickel so valuable? After all, this was a modern coin, and it doesn't have the age or history that many older coins have. But what sets this particular coin apart is the mint mark. For those unfamiliar, a mint mark is a small letter on the coin that shows where it was minted. The U.S. Mint produces coins in several different locations, and the mint mark can help determine the rarity and value of a coin. In 1984, nickels were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and the mint mark can make a huge difference when it comes to value. If you're holding a 1984 nickel with the right mint mark, or better yet, one with a rare variety, you could be looking at a highly valuable coin. For most of us, a 1984 nickel is a common piece of change, but for collectors, some specific 1984 nickels are truly special. What makes the 1984 5-cent coin particularly interesting is its rarity in certain conditions. The 1984 nickel, just like coins from any year, was struck in massive numbers. However, finding one in perfect condition is becoming increasingly difficult. Over the years, coins that were used in everyday transactions became worn down by constant handling. Coins that have been circulated extensively will often show signs of wear, such as scratches, discoloration, and loss of detail. But here's the thing, coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are much rarer and far more valuable. If you happen to have a 1984 nickel that has been kept in mint condition, it could fetch far more than the typical face value, but that's not all. There are certain features that make some 1984 nickels even more desirable to collectors: minting errors. That's right. During the coin production process, mistakes can happen, and these errors can make a coin far more valuable. Some 1984 nickels were struck with double dies, meaning that the design was stamped more than once, resulting in a doubled image on the coin. Others might have been off-center or have other distinctive errors that set them apart from the normal batch. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for coins with these minting errors because they're unique and rare. A coin with a noticeable error could be worth a considerable amount more than a regular one. These error coins are like little treasures for those who know what to look for, and they can skyrocket in value when they're in the right condition. So, if you've got a 1984 5-cent coin with a rare mint mark, an error, or in excellent condition, you might just have a goldmine on your hands. But how much is this coin really worth? That's the question, and it's one we're going to answer right now. If you've got a 1984 5-cent coin that's in pristine condition, with a rare mint mark, or a notable minting error, the value could be absolutely staggering. And we're not just talking about a couple of bucks. A well-preserved 1984 nickel with the right characteristics could be worth an incredible $1,400,000. Today's video is for you. We're diving deep into a coin that might seem like a simple nickel at first glance, but it holds a fascinating story and, yes, a potential fortune. We're talking about the United States 5-cent coin from 1990 with a mint mark that could make it worth far more than its face value. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed by just how valuable this coin could be. Let's take a trip back to 1990 for a moment. The United States was in the midst of the George H.W. Bush presidency, and the economy was steady, but not without its challenges. In terms of coinage, the 1995-cent piece is part of the classic Jefferson Nickels series, a design that has been used for decades. Featuring the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side and an image of his home, Monticello, on the reverse, the coin had a familiar, timeless look. For most people, the 1990 nickel may seem like just another regular coin used in daily transactions. After all, it was produced in vast quantities, just like most coins from this period. But here's the thing, certain coins from specific years, like the 1995-cent piece, hold more value than their face value if they possess certain characteristics. And what makes this particular nickel so interesting to collectors is the combination of rarity, condition, and, of course, the mint mark. Mint marks are small letters on the coin that tell you where it was minted. In 1990, the U.S. Mint produced coins in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While Philadelphia coins do not feature a mint mark, coins minted in Denver are marked with a D, and coins minted in San Francisco have an S. The mint mark plays a significant role in the rarity of a coin, and finding a 1990 nickel with an unusual mint mark or in mint condition can make it far more valuable. But here's the catch: while the 1990 nickel is not considered rare overall, certain mint marks and specific characteristics make it a prized find for collectors. In fact, some 1995-cent coins were struck with slight imperfections or minting errors that make them stand out from the mass-produced versions. Minting errors are incredibly important to collectors because they represent a mistake during the coin's production, which makes these coins unique and valuable. Some of the errors found on the 1990 nickels include things like double strikes, where the design is stamped twice, causing a blurry or doubled image on the coin. This kind of error makes the coin stand out and can increase its value significantly. Another possible error could be an off-center strike, where the image isn't perfectly aligned, creating an unusual appearance that can make the coin more desirable. Beyond the minting errors, the condition of the coin is crucial. While many of these coins were used in circulation, others were carefully preserved, stored, or even never used at all. Coins that are in excellent condition, especially those that are uncirculated or have been graded by a professional service, can command much higher prices. The key is the preservation of the coin's features. Coins that are free of scratches, discoloration, or other signs of wear will almost always fetch a higher price on the market. You might be wondering, how much is this coin really worth? Well, for the majority of 1995-cent coins, the value is still relatively low, just a few cents over face value. However, if you happen to have a 1990 nickel in pristine, uncirculated condition, or one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a much higher value. Coins with errors, especially those in perfect or near-perfect condition, are often sold at auction, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these rare finds. So, just how much could a 1995-cent coin with the right mint mark, in excellent condition, or with an error be worth? The answer is impressive. A 1995-cent coin, in pristine condition or with a unique minting error, could be worth as much as $190,000, yes, you heard that right, $190,000 for a single coin. It's hard to believe that something as small as a nickel could be worth such a large amount, but it's true. Coins from this period, when found in perfect condition or with minting errors, can have a value that surprises even the most seasoned collectors. Today, in this video, we're going to explore the United States 5-cent coin from 1972, a seemingly simple nickel that might be sitting in your pocket or collection right now, waiting to surprise you with its hidden value. By the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how much this coin could be worth and why collectors are so interested in it. Let's rewind the clock to 1972. The United States was in a time of transition. The country was still recovering from the turbulence of the late 1960s and early 1970s, and the world was watching as the nation adapted to the changes of the post-Vietnam era. In the world of coinage, the 1972 5-cent piece, also known as the Jefferson nickel, was produced during a time when the U.S. Mint was creating billions of these coins. At the time, these nickels were circulating freely, with little attention given to their potential future value. But now, more than 50 years later, that's all changed. The 1972 5-cent coin features the familiar image of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse side. Jefferson's portrait has been a hallmark of the nickel since 1938, and it's instantly recognizable to anyone familiar with U.S. coinage. On the reverse side, you'll find an image of Jefferson's estate, Monticello, located in Virginia. This design has also been featured on the nickel since its inception and continues to be a powerful symbol of American history. At first glance, the 1972 nickel might seem like just another typical coin from the 1970s. After all, billions of these coins were produced, and they were in circulation for years. But what makes the 1972 5-cent coin so special today? What makes it a hidden treasure for collectors? It all comes down to two things: the mint mark and the condition of the coin. In 1972, the U.S. Mint produced coins in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint mark, located on the reverse side of the coin, tells you where the coin was struck. If the coin was minted in Philadelphia, there is no mint mark. If it was produced in Denver, it has a D mint mark, and if it was made in San Francisco, there is an S mint mark. Most of the 1972 nickels are from the Philadelphia Mint, which means they're fairly common. However, what collectors are really after are those rarer versions with the D or S mint marks. And it's not just the mint mark that makes the 1972 nickel valuable. The condition of the coin is equally important. If a 1972 nickel has been in circulation for decades, it's likely to show signs of wear. Scratches, discoloration, and loss of detail can diminish a coin's value significantly. But here's where it gets interesting: coins that have been kept in excellent condition or are uncirculated are the ones that really catch the eye of collectors. Finding a 1972 nickel that's been carefully preserved and is free of wear and tear can be quite a challenge. But when you do find one, the value starts to rise. And if the coin is in near-perfect condition, it can be worth a lot more than you might think. It's not just about the mint mark; condition plays a huge role in the coin's value. And that's where the magic happens for the lucky collector who stumbles upon a well-preserved 1972 nickel. Another key factor that makes the 1972 nickel even more interesting is the possibility of minting errors. Over the years, coins have occasionally been struck with errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks. These errors are incredibly valuable to collectors because they're unique. A coin with a noticeable error can fetch a much higher price than a regular, unflawed coin. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process, but these mistakes make the coin a one-of-a-kind piece that's highly sought after. The 1972 nickel is no exception. There are reports of 1972 nickels that were struck with double dies or off-center strikes, making them even rarer and more valuable. If you happen to have one of these coins in your collection, or if you find a 1972 nickel with an unusual feature, it could be worth far more than you'd expect. Now, let's get to the big question: just how much is the 1972 5-cent coin worth? For the most part, a standard 1972 nickel isn't worth much more than face value, but if you have a 1972 5-cent coin that's in pristine condition, or if you found a rare variety with a minting error or a unique mint mark, then you're sitting on something much more valuable. The truth is, if you have a 1972 nickel in excellent condition, especially one with a rare mint mark or an interesting minting error, it could be worth as much as $170,000. Yes, that's right, $170,000 for a single coin. It's almost hard to believe that a small nickel could hold that kind of value, but it's true. A well-preserved 1972 nickel with the right characteristics could be worth a small fortune, and collectors are always on the lookout for coins just like this. So, if you've been holding on to some old coins, or if you come across a 1972 5-cent coin in your change, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. It could be worth far more than you ever thought. If it's in excellent condition, or if you spot a rare error or unique mint mark, you could be holding a piece of history that's worth a lot of money. We hope you enjoyed learning about the value of the 1972 5-cent coin. If you're excited to discover more hidden treasures in the world of numismatics, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exciting new find. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting and happy collecting.